Hey, it's Christina, and I am held up in the cottage. I'm getting some writing done, and I have this 2-day training, continuing education. I'm only going to be able to do the first day here, and then I have to go home to real life and to the children. Anyway, so at the lunch break, that's the break I'm at right now. I wanted to take a minute just to kind of debrief, maybe throw up all my information on you, or rather just to document my process. So I'm going to read a little because I can't remember everything. But one of the beginning points was like, what have you been wanting to do for a while that you haven't done? It's like, okay, you can identify. I know I can. I'm sure you can. I can identify a couple things. And then they ask, do you, if you have the information, like you know what you have to do, why haven't you done it? And they're talking about like tasks to get you to better your life towards financial freedom. Like, you know what you need to do. Okay, why haven't you done it? Well, it's because information alone, or knowing what to do alone, is not going to cut it. It never does, because you have to actually put action into it. You got to get your boots on. You got to get the boots on the ground and walking, pull the trigger, and then you have to do that over and over. And there is no get rich quick scheme, right, in real estate that actually amounts to anything decent. You have to put in the work. I've put in the work for 8 short months, or 7. I'm getting into my 8th month, but you know what I'm saying. 7 short months I have put in the work. And I haven't even been putting in a whole lot of hours in those 7 months, but in that short amount of time, I have been able to like streamline, trim the fat, sharpen my skills. And I feel like I have a great strategy and tactics that I'm using to get me to the outcome. But I have to do it every week. Like, I do not miss a week of sorting. Like, I can be on vacation, I could be visiting a funeral. Like, I have to squeeze it in. If that means I'm getting up at the crack of dawn to get my list done, that's what I have to do. Because I know across the country, or maybe even across the street, there's someone that is more dedicated than me on that list, and they're going to get that property. And I cannot have them be more dedicated than me. So I have to outwork them. And I outwork them by getting there first and making sure that I can have the most efficient research strategy. And then also that I can actually pull the trigger and purchase these properties. So anyway, consistency, diligence, drive, a lot of these things are all mindset based. And honestly, when we sit and let our minds marinate and all the trash, all the crap that's on all the news channels, like, turn off the news. Like, right now, God bless them, these poor folks in Florida that are really just getting terrorized. And like, watching a couple minutes of that, getting the gist, that's great. And there's people who have this news channel on like 24/7, and it's literally poisoning their mind. Like, it is gripping them with fear, and we know the media that's what they do. Both sides, okay? Don't comment. Left, right, y'all do it, and it's fear-mongering, and it just makes the traditional person just freeze. And then you're thinking all these terrible thoughts, and you're thinking about the negative, and instead, like, you need to, and I do the same, I try and spend my time when I'm walking back from walking the kids to school, after I've done my video, I will put on my sermon podcast and listen to my pastor in his previous sermons, or I will get my book up on Audible, and it's usually some business book, because that's kind of just what I love, right? I know, I'm crazy, we've already established that. Anyway, it's being able to put in, remember, garbage in, garbage out. So the input has to be pure, and it has to be positive and encouraging, and it has to be something that's productive for us. And so my question to you is, what are you doing in your life today that you could be changing the input so that you can change the output? And for me, it's making sure that I am doing my daily devotional in the morning. I'm having my quiet time. I'm getting my spirit right, my mind right with the Lord. And then that pushes me forward for the day and sets me up for success. There are other things that I do, working out, making sure I'm eating right, because if you're not working out and you're not eating right and you don't feel great, it's this cycle, right? There's secondary and tertiary consequences for even doing one thing. Like, you have all these subsequent reactions. And anyway, think about the places that you can clean up. You got to clean up your house, get your business in order. And so I'm going to do that. You do that. And that's pretty much all I have to say. So much more in the notes, but that's all I can say right now. Bye.